All right, let's move on to NHL. NHL next. What a score yesterday. Islanders -1 at +278. Giant score. We are now down 0.08 units, which still bothers me that there's a minus sign on the season. Our average line's at +121. And I'm glad. And Shane Schwader says, I like that play a lot. Jimmy Harden going to shoot a lot of threes, go to the hole. Glenn Ellioman says, Jimmy, Golden Knights money lines have been inflated all playoffs. Tons of Vegas guys bet them. Do you think that is a factor? Yeah, I think the Knights lines have been ridiculous. I think they've been ridiculous. But I also don't expect Khudobin to play at this level. And the Knights' backs are against the walls here. And I can expect them to step up. The question is it worth it backing the Knights against the Stars team when you know that these games are going to generally be low scoring? And I don't know if they are. The Stars also, we know how to succeed in the NHL, special teams. Stars 25.9% power play. And the Knights 88.9% penalty killing isn't slowing them down. Viper says, I will be buying a Remy bottle with my Isles money, Jimmy. Yes, Viper. It was a huge, that empty net goal was such a big change in cash flow for me. It was enormously glorious. All right, we have just a few minutes left in this show, and then our NCAA football show pops off right here on odds.com. Let's take a look at this spot here in NHL. And the question is, yes, I like the Knights to win here. But are you going to take them on the -1 line at, what is it going to be, like minus, let's see what we're dealing with here. It's still going to be like a -110. Robert Allen says, Knights are going to put 50-plus shots on goal today. Overwhelm Khudobin. 3 or 4 will go in. Dallas will score 2. Game goes over today. Chili Dog Dooley on Vegas first period. Johnny K is absolutely right. -1, minus money is rough. Shane Schwader says Knights goalies aren't the best at all. No, there's a reason why the Blackhawks got rid of Lehner. And the Flower, doesn't seem to, because he's not getting game action, isn't playing at the level that we're accustomed to seeing. William McKinnon says Queen's Plate plays, Jimmy. Well, okay. Why don't we get into that? Let's talk Queen's Plate right after this, and we'll see. I'd love to see if Dennis's article's up at odds.com. We have been speaking on this, and it's not up yet. Okay, so but yes, we'll talk. Shane Schwader saying Flower too old. Glenn Elliott Man says Vegas -1 at -105. So the Stars are in a nice spot, and the Knights know it. Teams which win Game 3 after a series tied 1-1, NHL playoff history, 70% win rate. 9-1 teams that went up 2-1 in Game 3. 9-1. So I am going to take the Knights here. I do think that they are going to come out flying. I don't want to take the Knights first period. I don't want to eat that juice. And I also don't like the number I'm getting at Knights -1 at all. Knights first period -150. It's not a chance am I going to take that. Johnny K says maybe take the over. This over at 5.5, heavily juiced to the under. Yeah, I'd like the plus line on it, but I just don't see the Stars scoring enough. There's Kevin Wise. Great to see you, Kev. Mr. Ghost says Dallas are playing behind Khudobin, but I'm not sure if he's healthy after the last game. Mr. Ghost says Khudobin is not used to playing this much, and that's the big point. Khudobin is not used to playing this much. So, Glenn Mance, Dallas up 2-1. Yeah, they're up 2-1. And they have a 70% victory rate in the 7-game series, teams that are up 2-1. Akira leaning towards the over 5.5. I just don't have an expectation. And Kevin Wise on the over 21 at the U.S. Open today. I just can't trust the Knights to score enough to get there. over 21.5, Osaka versus Azarenka. So I'm going to take the Knights -1 and see if I come back on Tuesday plus money in NHL for the first time in a while. I did poke my head up a month ago. Backdoor cover is leaning under. I just can't trust Dallas. And if you want to take Dallas under 2.5, Sportsman of the Year on the first period over, interesting. That first period over for Sportsman of the Year is at +100. And Dallas team totals, let's get that right here. Dallas team total under 2.5 -165. That's crazy.